I think it's working. Excuse me. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome back to another live stream where we are sponsored by LDO, OneTwo3D and BigTreeTech because they sent parts. Just so you know. Have to just say that as a thing. Anyway, so last week, which was in fact 2 days ago, we started the Voron and we got pretty far. And everything's on a big trolley Lazy Susan today, which I actually cut myself on earlier, which was rather unpleasant. Anyway, so yeah, we've done the whole frame, we've put the linear rails on, the base in, and the 4Z motor assembly things. Excuse me. Just noticed that we don't have the right settings on for chat, so let me just manage that and we shall get back to it. Oh, it is okay. Okay, it's fine. Cool. So, today, sorry, my throat's a bit weird. I don't know why. I've only just finished eating. Sorry about that. So, what are we doing? I feel a little bit confused, even though I've set this all up. So we're moving on to AB motors and gantry assembly today. I'm hoping we'll get like all of it done. Oh no, sorry, Z idlers first, isn't it? Which is kind of where we got to the end of last time. Oh no, I'm good, thank you. So this is pretty much where we got to, where we had the motors mounted on the bottom, and then it's on to Z idler time. Before we do that, we have to thank LDO Motors again for today's giveaway. So we're going to be giving away a Voron 2.4 motor kit. So that's open globally. As long as you're allowed to apply, you may apply. It is a free giveaway. Yeah, it's a motor kit, an LDO Motors stepper motor kit for the Voron 2.4. So I'll get you a link and then you can join that. Hi Luca. So hopefully you should see the pinned message for that now. Do you have any experience or will you be making any guides with calibrating Voron E-steps and rotation distance? You probably want to check out the cauliflower. I'm probably not planning a guide. Maybe I'll do a quick guide, but not a super detailed hand-holdy one. Form isn't working. Link's broken. Great. Haha. Okay, everyone try again. It should be fixed now. Audio is as normal, so should be just the same. Maybe increase it a little bit, but it was too high before and it was sounding quite bad, so I don't know if it's my voice that just sounds bad or I had it set up poorly, but I turned it down and changed the amplification, so hopefully it doesn't really do any problems. Okay, well, XY scaling and rotation distance is sort of the same thing. Sort of, but not quite. You can do one with the other. If we feel it's really needed, I could do one. I thought there's plenty of guides on that sort of stuff already, so that's why I hadn't really. Flow rate and shrink are definitely not the same thing. No. Okay, so plan for today. Oh, sorry, we were already on the instructions. So I guess we'll just go straight into it with the Z idlers. So hopefully I've got everything I needed. I did kind of sit around earlier and have a look through the instructions to make sure I've got all the parts. I mean, it's maybe it's a more complex topic than I give credit to. It doesn't have to be, yeah, so this is, I mean, it has to be right, but it doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you can, yeah, it's more than I want to go into now. It's not really a simple topic. So we've got the electronic tools again. To help us do the adjusty things. I'm not sure where the other one's gone. Oh, it's just there, that's fine. We do have both. These look very long. These look much longer than 16 millimeters. Maybe just an illusion. They are exactly 16 millimeters, so just an illusion. Yep, I printed all the parts for this. The grey parts were all printed on the V Minion, and the red parts were all printed on the Voron V0. That's the rat rig V Minion. So we've got 4 of those, 2 left ones, 2 right ones. And then M5 by 30. One, 2, 3, 4. And 4, please. Pretty good print, eh? I was pretty chuffed with it. Which way in are we putting these screws? From this side to that side. So, oh Jesus. So I think Nope. I'm trying to change the settings so it does a different thing. Oh, maybe it's this. Don't know. Is there any spaces on this? No, it's just... Have you had any experience with the Voron printed forward parts? Yeah, my first Voron, the other Voron 2.4 that I have, that was all printed forward. Because I didn't really have the means particularly to print good ABS parts. They were pretty good. I mean, at the time they seemed a lot better than what I could have done out of ABS, so I was very, very happy with them. I've perhaps since realised that they were not the best. And part of them were not done in full ABS, which I knew at the time. It wasn't disclosed. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy with it. I would recommend it, put it that way. Especially if you don't have the means to do it yourself. Ooh, congratulations. No, you don't have to be here. That's fine. I prefer people stay if they can, but if you can't, that's absolutely fine. Good evening, 3D experiments. Experiments! So now we need more M5x30s. And the M5 nuts, which I have not got out. Mistakes were made. Two, 4, 6, 7, 8. Class Olsen ABS. Never even heard of them, but glad you got it started. Right, so maybe this will sort of work as a camera angle. We've got this right in front, but do everything still. Yeah, the fine control doesn't really work, I would say, on the screwdriver. It's sort of there. Maybe I've got it on the wrong setting. I'm sure there was a setting for like slow mode and fast mode, but it just seems to be going all at one speed regardless. Have I actually put this in the right way around? Yes, I have. That's a stroke of luck. And then this one. I don't know if I'd want to go as high as 70 odd. I think there are other things that can start to be a problem. You probably start to run into like hot end cooling issues. And then the last one. Then we can move on. Oops, daisy. To the main event today, which is the Gantry. Right, that Z idle is done. Hang on, back in a second. I was watching Stranger Things, had paused it, but it had just gone back to the main menu and started playing its own music. Bed. I've forgotten we were doing the bed as well. I don't think there's going to be much to do here, because it is already pre-assembled. And I imagine I'm not going to keep it on now anyway. We know this, magnets are already applied, heaters are already applied, thermal fuses are already applied. We have the screw for this, we'll make a ring terminal when we do the wiring. We can put the nuts in, the thumb nuts, and get the bed position sorted-ish. 3x16. This is so much in the way, isn't it? Oh, that was actually the back. For some reason I had it in my mind that that was the front, but it's not. Yeah, they're good old snap into place, these things. I think we've got to have a little measure to make sure they're in approximately a suitable place. So instructions, I think, give some appropriate dimensions. 25 mil. Oh, that's a weird place to measure it from, but okay. .25 mil to the hole, please. Yes. I don't know what the dimensions are for the back. Bed 38 from the back. Okay. So I guess we'll put the bed on and see what we get to. Ah, the magnet's actually not applied, is it? But I think we will do it another time anyway. Partly, or mainly, because I hadn't planned for it today. That bed looks small. How? Is this the wrong size bed? I never measured it. It looks... It's 310 by 305. Oh, that's 38 millimeters at the front. Well, we already know what the front is because we already just... What a bizarre... So those M3s are 16s. Oh, those are not going to be long enough. I think LDO has some slightly longer M4 knob things. So we're going to need some M3 by 20s. Have we got some? And 3 by 10, 25, 30, 16, 20. Oh, I think they're all black ones. There are a couple of, I think, stainless. Right. So we're doing this just really to position the so we can get a position for those rear mounts. Can you see what I'm doing? Probably not very well. There we go. That's that one in place. And then we'll just scooch this one in. Somewhere about there. Now we're not going to be, as the assembly guide says, don't tighten them all down, but I'm just making sure it's in the right place. Right, that just means that the nuts are positioned. We'll do the rest of the bed stuff another time. Yes, there's lots of builds. If you check the bill of materials, so there's a Google Sheets spreadsheet thing link in the description. And then there's 3 tabs. The first tab is my original bill of materials. The second tab is this bill of materials. And the third tab is the mods that I'm doing for this build. I might just put this in here because I think it's going to be easier. So yes, there's quite a few mods. We've not got to them yet. Most of them are electronics based. Or, you know, they're like add-on things. I'm not managing to follow chat. Okay, so that's those things in there. Bed spaces in position. We'll get the bed done another time. For now, AB drives. So we don't actually need the printer, I think, for a little while. I think we'll move it so we reclaim some desk space because my desk is not very large, especially with this enormous thing on it. So, a bunch more printed parts. Now that I know what the parts look like and can organise them into the bags myself, it's definitely much easier to get everything ready at the right time. Before I was guessing because I didn't know what the parts looked like beforehand. Right, so for this, starting with heated inserts, let's do as many as we can first. There's two, these two have them in. Ow. Oh, it's hot, of course it's hot. What other heated inserts do we need to do? Surely there's more. Doesn't appear to be, does there? Okay, that's it. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Temperatures on 280. Which one of these is the opposite of that? Not too sure. Okay, we don't need this, don't need this. We need this. Am I missing? No, that's this. Am I missing a piece here? Bearings. And washers. M5x40 screw. We're going for stealth burner. So I've actually printed the parts now. I think I showed them last stream. So I got a little mix, some ABS parts and some polycarbonate with embedded carbon fiber. That one fits. $1,000. The more heat inserts, the better. Oh. How am I supposed to do this? I forgot how I did it last time. So that's the assembly aid. We need this and that. These tolerances seem to be really loose. Let's just fall straight out. This, with this, with this. Managed it. Out of dimensions, I think is around 460 millimeters, something like that. And so we should be mirroring the same thing on here, but the belt is on the other way up. So this one we have, this is the top, this is the bottom, and this is the what. That's going to go that way. That's going to go there. That's not going to go there. That's going to go there. That's right. So if that goes there, it goes this way afterwards, so it goes this way first, so it goes through here onto these. This, this. That's those, and then M3 by what? M3 by 40. $4.49 for making an anemone. Thank you very much. Towards the Subsistence Fund. Thanks for all the great, well thought out engineering content and your contribution towards the community. You are very welcome. Thank you very much. Oh, what's going on there? Rats. How have I managed that? What a nitwit. Oh dear. Right, that's that one done. Check your work. That. This doesn't look anything like that. This must be this one. Oh, I tried to be smart and do two at the same time, and I've ended up doing none at the same time. Right, let's start this again. This is right. This goes up here. This goes on here. Then this. Flange down. Flange up. Another washer. Block on top. Squish. This has got to go this way. Right. So does this now look like the picture? because I haven't put this in. That looks like that, looks like that, and looks like that. Excellent, that's that one. Have we done this other one correct already? That's the question. Be idler. Beware. Why does it not? There we go. Be that, be down, be up, be air, be over. Have I put the wrong thing on the wrong one? Is that what I've done wrong? I put the wrong red bit on the wrong red bit. Butterfingers. Is the mirror set with the holding function? If so, how is it? I'm not quite sure what you mean, sorry. With the sprung balls in the ball end. What? I do not understand the question. Oh no, there's no sprung balls in the ball end. Is there ones with a sprung ball in the ball end? These are just normal plain Allen keys. They have a ball end. 2M5 by 30. Washer, flange down, flange up, another washer, and then washer, oh, two, flange down, flange up, 2 washers, flange down, flange up, and then another washer, and then something that fits on top of this. Maybe this one. Nope. This way. No. Ate a grub screw. That does not sound like a smart idea, I'm not going to lie. No, I have not eaten a grub screw today. And I don't particularly plan to be honest. I prefer to get my iron intake in other ways. My parts are a little bit heat warped. Hopefully the presence of other screws will pull them together. They were nice and flat when I printed them, but earlier today, because I get a lot of white residue, it seems to be a problem that I have more than anyone else, but I get the white residue from the stress marks and stuff, so I use heat to get rid of it, and it ends up just warping all the parts, which is sad, but I tried to heat them both sides to prevent it warping, but they still just warped. So we need a motor, we need this, we need this, we need this, eat your spinach fry and not grub screws. This is a good tip. Should keep you healthy. Surely he didn't do it deliberately. How can you accidentally eat a grub screw? I don't even... Anyway. Motor A. We're going to put this on here. This on here. This one is just called Precise Electric Screwdriver. I don't know what it's called. I should have found some Amazon links, but I forgot. This one was about £85 and is an SQ-ES126. This one was about £15 and I can't remember what it's called. Let's just double check that these are going to be tight enough. Yep. I'm testing them during these live streams. I've not used them much until I've started this, so I'm kind of trying to force myself to use them because I've had them a couple of months, something like that, and just not used them much because I've not built a printer. So I want to give them a bit of a stress test by doing a whole printer with them, or at least having them as a tool available to see if they're useful. They have their applications so far, but they're nothing groundbreaking particularly. Is that correct? So that out there, that out that side. Derek with $10. Blooming fantastic. Thank you very much. You're an MVP, Derek. He was eating nerds and caught a screw while throwing them in. Caught a screw while What? How? How do you do that? How do you have nerds and grub screws in the same handful? I don't understand. Check my work. Does that line up? Kind of, mostly. So it lines up enough. Yes, lines up well. And then we do the other side. I think time for a quick, I'm going to have a quick drink, quick ad break, back in a second. Grub screw fell into the bag. Did he actually like swallow it or just like chew it and break a tooth or something? M5x30 on this. He caught it. Swallowed. Nobody knows then by the sounds of it. Let's just make it up as we go along. Oh, some of these are actually shims, are they? They're all about the same. Washer. Bearing flange down. Bearing flange up. Washer. Washer. Bearing flange down. Bearing flange up. Washer. washer, flange down, flange up, washer, bada bing, bada boom. And then this piece, go onto here, bring it to the side of the table, flip it over. Well, some people are watching ads and some people aren't. Another 2 1-minute ads. I can only apologise. More than 2 minutes gone, half the printer done. No, not done much really. It makes my sponsor segments that I did before look good, doesn't it? That's got to go the other way up to achieve that. We need this first. You can get rid of that white residue with a brass brush. So that's basically sanding it, I guess. Thank you, Ella. I'll see you soon. Yeah, the sponsor segments were quite good, eh? They're quite difficult to get, though. I could just like create 30-second videos to put in my streams. That'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? This goes this way, this goes that way. And 3 and 3x30s again, I guess. Instead of heating the part. Yeah, I got the what you were saying. I've not tried it, but I will now. Well, if I remember, this is the problem. I'll end up forgetting by the time I need that useful piece of information. I have the memory of a fish. So, instructions wise, we've gone through both of these two stacks here, and that makes the A/B drives both done. Now we're just onto Gantry. How have we got so far in an hour? I was not expecting to get this far in 1 hour. Okay, well, there you go. Doing well. Let's have another drink. Sanity. Blimey, that's very generous. Thank you very much. The Voron piggy bank. Thank you. That's Czech crowns, I believe. We shall have more Voron goodness at some point. So now it's looking at doing cable chains. No, I don't think I'm going to do cable chains because I'm going to be using the BigTreeTech CAN bus PCB. And maybe it's better to put them in and then not use them and take them off than not put them on and have to put them on later. So I think we carry on, we put them in. That's a good idea. What's interesting is I may have missed a printed part because that arm is not in the correct bag. I've put it in the cable management bag, which was unwise. Something else. So, need some more threaded inserts, which are here. And that's 3. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, everyone, by the way. For an LDO Voron 2.4 motor kit. Blimey, you lot are being generous today. Thomas with, is that euros? Yes, it's just very, very small. I do know what euros looks like. It was just too small to see. Make it sound like, oh, never seen euros before. €4.99, Heat Inserts Fund. Thank you very much. We must have heated inserts in everything. That's so cool. That's that lot done. Shame there's not more. I'm looking forward to doing Stealth Perner. If there's apparently 1,000 in that, that should be good. So, of the remaining extrusions, it's the short one, which is this one. And then we need some M5T nuts. There we go, on one side. Where did I put the nuts? What I should have done is taken these all out of the bags and put them in a nice tray. That would have been a lovely idea. Righty-ho. And we've got to get the right one of these. It's not that one, it's this one. Bang on. And 5x10s. I need a decent magnet to pick these up quicker. No. Oh, I think they're stainless steel or something. One, two, three, four. Hello, Jason Redmond. Hello. Hello. Such Voron. Feels weird. I feel like I'm missing the mods that I've chosen, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. These nuts are very difficult to move. Fluid. We'll probably be doing main cell actually, but yes, fluid. I can't believe people remember that. Dear. Fun times. Good evening, Ricky. Right, that's that part of the gantry done. And now for my next trick. For the remaining ones, it's one of the longest. Insert the nuts as shown in the highlight. Okie dokie. Where are the extra rails? That's this box. MGN9. Oh, it's both of these, isn't it? That's what's confusing me, yes. Both the 9s and both the extrusion pieces. And many of these. So I kind of want an approximate position for this before I start putting things on. 25mm from the end. We'll do it every other hole this time. These are going into this extrusion really easily. Seems like sometimes they're really easy, sometimes they're not. After all that, they don't fit in every other hole either. This will be plenty though, that's fine. Maybe I'll do that instead. I'll have the hole in the middle. Or more towards the middle at least. It does seem to be a little bit bent. Maybe it's just my... It's very difficult to tell because it's quite long. More T-nuts. Which, I know we've not finished this build yet, but which Voron do you think would be the next one to build? If we consider the Printers for Ants group as well. What's everyone's suggestions? Oh, I didn't say hello. Oh yeah, I did. That's Ricky. What are the printed parts made from? I really want to say a facetious answer, say plastic. So all the red parts are ABS. The grey parts are ABS Pro, which is an ooze-nest material. Guides. Micron. Is the Micron the 2.4 but just tiny? I forget which is which. It's like V0 size but using V2.4 parts. VZ. See, the VZBot and Annex don't seem to have the same level of ease that Voron builds do. That's my interpretation, but maybe that's my interpretation from a distance. Okay, so there's not enough refinement. Yeah, kind of like the rat rig CAD you have to redo all the chamfers, etc. Well, in fairness, the rat rig ones are designed for a different material. They're designed to be printed in PETG. So, but I mean, more that Voron's designed to be built from a bomb that is self-source. Whereas it seemed like the VZBot and other ones are not so much. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I've not looked into it enough, maybe. Right. An IDEX V0.1 mod called Double Dragon. IDEX on a V0. Oh yeah, it's a little bit wider as well, isn't it, to accommodate for it. You don't lose build volume, you have to have a different frame size. The LDO parts are good. I'll give them that. They are nice. Oh dear. Right. So I mean they're not actually tight yet. They both wiggle. I mean, does this want exactly 25 and then we just screw it down at 25? Use the MGN9 guides to position the rail in the centre of the extrusion prior to fastening the screws. So that sounds like we do fasten the screws. I was going to leave them till later, but sounds like it wants us to do them now. Very nice. I was under the impression that the Voron team don't endorse kits. However, Nero and Steve couldn't find much wrong with the LDO kit, and it's being much more of a collaboration with feedback. Yeah, so that, yes, there's no official kits, but I mean, the LDO one is as good as an official kit. I mean, it's, as you said, they're being used. Everyone's, I mean, they're popular, they're good. They've been... I'm going to add some lubrication as well. Yeah, I mean, that LDO kits, I mean, you can't really go wrong. So what I actually did between the last stream and this one, which I hadn't mentioned, is that I lubricated the Z rails that I put in, because I realised that the LDO rails don't have the hole in the end of the carriage for doing lubrication. So instead of filling them with grease, I've used an oil instead. So one has to be very careful when doing such a thing. But so I do that, and then I do this, put all these ones around the other side, and add some over this front lot too. And oil goes everywhere, because that's what oil does. Then we do the other side. Stopper back on, and we'll do this one as well. An hour and 30 minutes. Doing pretty good for time. I feel like I'm going much faster than I did in my first build. I think the configuration and things will take a bit longer because of mods and that sort of thing. Right. So we've got those two rails sorted. Flip them over, put nuts in the base. Two, three, four. Let's get them right around, I think. Oh. Well, I think it is because of what I said. Is they're not as easy to source. I think that's probably a good reason. I think they might be more expensive as well. Again, I'm not 100%, but I think there's many fewer 3D printed parts, and printed parts are pretty cheap. Oh no, that's fine. All 5 here, and then the top has some M5, some M3. Okay. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Oh, look at that juicy oil. So much juicy oil. Okay, same orientation. That doesn't go any further in. What? That doesn't seem ideal. Do we need to get rid of this last screw? Do we move it down a hole? Let's see what the situation is like on the other end. Also doesn't fit. I think we're going to have to move them down. There we go, now it fits nicely. I'm not sure quite why that didn't fit. Pretty sure I followed the manual. It's possible there are some slightly different instructions on the so Voron, no, let me start again. It's possible that Linneo has some slightly different instructions because they do have slightly different instructions for some parts of the printer, just to make their sourcing and job probably a little bit easier and that kind of stuff. So maybe that was, I don't know. It's not a big deal. The end is unsupported, sort of, but I mean it's solid steel and only 15-20 mil or something, so it's not going to be a problem. Not going to be a problem, that is. Right. Yes, so take one of these and one of this. Tool holes for M5 bolts in the top when oriented as shown. Yes. And this one's oriented as shown, it's not. Okay, so is this one? With that, what are you doing? Like that, and there. Bippity boppity boom. Just again. That's the ticket. Why do people call it a wow stick? Where did the name wow stick come from? I don't think anywhere on any of the listings it was called a wow stick. I got two electronic screwdrivers, ES126 and this, which everyone seems to be calling a wow stick. I actually find the cheaper one kind of more useful at the moment, which is maybe unexpected, but probably good news for many. Oh. M5 by 16 screws. That's M5 by 10. Let's get rid of that plastic. Did I not get out the M5 by 16 screws? Have I not used some already today? M5 by 16. And then we need one of the belt clamps, which I've presumably lost. These printed really quite nicely. And so we've got some big and small ones, and we've got some big ones. Big and ones and big and smaller ones. No, that's not the right way up. Let's try that again. Make sure the plastic part sits flush with the end of the extrusion. If not flush, check if you installed the correct idler. That is perfectly flush, in fact. Well done, me. And now the other one. with that up that way, that goes around this way, that goes in there, and that goes on there. And another one of these, 5x16. I wish there was a record of the questions that people asked, so I could give a better, longer answer to them after the stream finished. That would be super useful. Right, we're going to have to make a bit more room, I think, now. We've only been doing it an hour and 46. We've done so fast, I think. So these go on here such that the rails point downwards and inwards. Good evening. Goodbye. Sleep well. More M5x16s. Oh, have we printed enough belt top cap things? I feel like at this point, probably no. Oh no, I've got a bunch more. That one's not super pretty. Right, that's those two in. Okay, now it's just in the middle of the table. You go over there. That'll do. Right, I'm going to have a quick 2-minute break and then we'll be back. There's some music playing in the middle. In the meantime, I won't be long. Right, okery dokery. Yeah, no link posting. 'Tis not permitted. Oh, I didn't realise you could only have a single set. I thought you could have more. I mean, it does sort of defeat the object a little bit, I suppose. Because once you've got a Voron, you can print a Voron, so you don't need other people to print a Voron for you. Okie dokie, so where were we? XY joints. Hour and 50 minutes. So we've got an hour and 10 minutes to finish the rest of the gantry. That should be fine. Loads of time. M5 nuts. Damn, these nuts are loose. They just fall in. There's nothing to hold them in at all. The printed parts for the right XY joint have a small channel to guide the end stop wires. So this is the one we do first. I know. I don't know. I have more of these than I think I only need. I think those are identical and those are identical. So I don't think we need that. I don't think we need that one. So this piece first. This has the little cable path. M5 by 40. Get in there all the way through. Only has a queue of 5. Wow, that's short. How much are they charging for a set of parts now? The VZBot, I don't believe they would call it a modded rat rig. It does use Ever, which is the modular carriage. In some regards, it's like a modded version of that even. So, I don't really know. I'm talking shit, really. I'm making guesses. So this goes onto here, somewhere, somehow. What? idler. Why do we have an extra pulley? That's concerning, isn't it? Did I remember to put one on both the A-B motors? Yes. You wouldn't want one for E. Oh, the ZN stock one. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. I lost my mind for a moment there. M5/40, M5/40. This is interesting. Is this the same as before, or is this different? I think this is the same as before. I had all black gears on the last one. That looks well good. Oh, well, that's just jammed against there. That's not right. M5. Oh, we need two other M5/40s. We forgot that. So these ones are just holding it together. M5/40 goes through here. No, that doesn't work. What am I doing wrong? What? It goes straight through. Is that a joke? It doesn't do anything. Weird. Be careful where I'm putting this. I guess there's nothing technically wrong with the instructions, but it kind of tells you to put it through this hole as if it makes a difference. But you can just put that bit on afterwards. So, oh, the bots are here. Yeah, your stream's going well when you get bots. Righty-ho, that's that right in there. Oh no, I've forgotten the thing. I need another one of these. And another one of these. That's that then. And now another rail. This is final rail. This will be the 12. The big boy rail. Oh. Well, that's a ball that's just rolled around. Hopefully that one's spare. Seems to run fine. I think for lubrication on this one, we'll be able to do it without taking the carriage off. I think there might be a slightly larger gap down here. Or is there even holes in the end? There is a hole, but I don't know if it's a proper hole or it just looks like a hole. Through the rail, or like through the hole there, that's not going to help. There's no, you don't need lubricant on this surface, you need it on the edge here. And if you put it here and then slide it over, it wipes it off. So in short, no. Apparently you can just use a screw hole and flood it and then it comes out the bearing races. Yeah, don't do that. If you got thick grease, yes, you could, I suppose, do it and waste a whole load of grease. But it's not the right way to do it. Yeah, for me, it definitely won't work. This is a whopping great rail, isn't it? 15mm from the end. Hopefully we've got some guides that should fit this nicely. They don't fit super well. They'll do that. A bit tight. M3 bytes. Doing good, thank you, Alex. I think that's going to be close enough. Hi, Mike. Yeah, so the Clicky Pro fell apart twice, as in the bearings just, not the bearings, the magnets fell out or got caught, like stayed on the back part instead of moving with the carriage. What else was it? It was never actually as consistent as it should have been. I think some flex in the brackets or the fact that my carriage on this printer is slightly broke was related to it. So that's not really the fault of Clicky, to be fair. The design just seems a little bit wibbly wobbly. I know there's not much force going up through that end stop switch, but I just didn't have the consistency of results that I would like, mainly. And the fact that it broke twice. First time I was like, okay, well, it was the first one I built. Maybe I just did not make it very well or something. I don't know. So I made another one and I was like, this looks really good. And then the same thing happened. Yeah, you could use the screw hole for grease. If you're using a thick grease, will work. It's not necessarily the right way to do it. It's probably not the best way to do it, but it does work. The super printer should be really easy. It should just sit in exactly the same space as the other probes. So there's a little clamp that I've got, should just go into the same place, super printer, slots in. Hopefully that'll just work super easy. It might not, but it, it should. Mind the carriage, do this, do this, do this. So now we've got to put some nuts in here, so tilt it forward. God, that weighs an absolute ton. Bloody hell. M5 T-nuts. That's those two, and then two in the bottom as well, single ones. So that should be good. Now we get the end pieces. Slot them on the things to do the thing. Let's make sure we get them the right way around. I think that's the wrong way around. That looks like the right way around. Bosh. And, oh come on. Bosh. Don't forget to tighten the screws. Which screws? Which screws are you talking about? Those are tight. So M5 by 10. MJ9 rail. That's 12 rail, and I'm pretty sure I tightened them up. The thing with, so when you're tightening rails for screws for a rail, if you tighten them too tight, it will kind of start to kind of grip the rail and twist it, and that's when the rail starts to not run as smooth. I feel like there needs to be washers between the screw and the rail to have something to slip on, rather than to, so you just get the compressive force and not the twisting force. But you get what you're given. I think it's M5 by 16 for these. These screws that I'll probably take out and replace with shorter ones because I don't think I want this. But it's going on now anyway. As I discussed with myself earlier, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And then underneath, M5 by 30 and a shim washer. Oh. Not quite as well aligned as I thought it was. Check my work. Well done me. Bloody fantastic. Ooh, back over here. Bring this back in. Whoops, it is it. So it actually wants it upside down. And for this we need, the remaining bolts will be installed in a later step. Okie dokie. What are they? M3x16s. I think that's these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, we need 6. Oh, this is the one that's 2, not 4. How are we doing on entries in the competition? 140. God. That's pretty blooming good odds, isn't it? For anyone that has entered. You might want to go share it with your friends. Right. So that's all that lot done. We've gone through all of this. And that's as far as we actually planned to go today. Wow, we actually got to it. It should, the competition is pinned. So it's an LDO Motors V2.4 motor kit. Whoops. Oh. You get down there. So Gantry done in 2 hours 23 minutes. Should we try and get all this done as well? No, this takes a little bit of faffing, I think. So we'll probably do that next time. Right, so it is pretty much time for giveaway now. So everyone go like like the video, do the subscriber thing. I mean, most of you subscribe anyway because we have subscriber chat mode, etc. on. Like the video, enter the competition. It's not a competition. I just like that word. Enter the giveaway. All entries are equal odds of winning with no skill-based requirements, etc. Yeah, I think I need to have I put rules against winning more than one prize? I think if it was a few months ago, then it'd be fine, but 2 streams in a row would probably be a bit much. So let's add a quick timer. I'll do it a little bit longer this time. So 3 minutes to enter the competition. So what you're going to be getting if you are the winner is pretty much this. This is the motor kit. So you get all of these motors. So you get the extruder motor, which is a square NEMA 17, NEMA 14. Is it 14, 17? It's this one. This is the one you get. NEMA 17. So that's the one for Clockwork 1. And you get 2 motors for X and Y, and then you get 4 of the Z motors. You also get all the cables, so you get a whole bunch of cables, which looks like this, and they come with the connectors ready for the XY motors, which need the high temperature connectors. I think that's what they're for. So all that wiring, all there. And there's also some clips here. So you've got some EZs and then numbered clips, etc. So you can number all the wires so you don't forget which one's which when you're wiring up to the control board or doing maintenance further down the line and you forget which one is where. Yeah, motors are a pricey part of the a build, and it's worth getting decent ones, which LDO motors definitely are. So 100% worth entering. They're proper. I mean, these are the. I don't want to say the best because I've not evaluated these versus other motors, but in terms of popularity, these are definitely right up there. What on earth are these? There's like little glass beads. Where on earth have those come from? Oh, I think it's silica gel packet. They're everywhere. I think a silica gel packet thing has boiced open. Yes. Yes, there's a hole. Something's eaten its way out of that silica gel packet. Anyway, just don't eat them. As long as you don't eat them, it's fine. A nice packet of don't eat. Has this timer just forgotten what it's doing? 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. So no more entries. So now we get to find out who's going to win. So we need to have the wheel of names thingy. And I need to get the responses. So to all the YouTube names, copy them in there. Obviously I can't show you doing that because you've got information on that screen. So then we look at the second screen, which should have just that. Yep. And my arm, apparently. That was from when I did a different stream earlier. So 146 entries, a few shuffles. How many shuffles do we need to do? How many shuffles until it's fair? It's so close. Look at all the names. Can anyone see their own name, or is it too blurry? .2 shuffles. 9 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go. Ooh. Congratulations, Fleming. Fleming does not seem to be here. They're not here, unfortunately. Let's hope that they still reply to the email. Otherwise, they will never know that they won. Yeah, so Fleming was close, Ella Fox was very close, Tim was very close, Thomas, Mitsuma were close, Gestalt Lab, Brian, Nitram, this should be me, Andrew Hayes, you're all very close, but not quite close enough. Right, so big thank you to LDO for providing that motor kit to give away. I'll be contacting the winner over email. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. We'll be back on, what day are we going to do? I think Friday. I don't think I can do tomorrow. Definitely can't do Thursday. So it should be Friday evening, same time, 7:30 BST. For more Voron building. Good night, everyone, and thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that lovely stuff, and hit up LDO Motors with stuff. Thanks, everyone.